Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to say I missed you guys so much and I'm trying really hard to stabilize my life so I can come and give y'all videos. But this video is a story time and it's about the time that I got played, which was fairly recently. So I figured I'd do it while it's fresh in my mind. Let's get into it.
It was even bad then. You ain't stressing off no loving in the past tense. You already had them. Work at 8 a.m. finish round 5. Hoes talk down, you don't see them outside. They don't really be the same offline. You know dog days, baby, you know hard times. Yeah, too no time for the last one. Saturday, call the girls, get them gas up.
Alright, so I met this guy. We had seen each other before. I think he said he saw me. I never saw him. But we have been following each other on Facebook and Instagram for a couple of years now. The first time he ever messaged me was back in 2014, which obviously back then I was still with my son's dad, or we were working on it, or we were going through something. Because I would have made Eli roughly around like 2. And he messaged me back then. I just wasn't interested. So he messaged me and he was sending me messages like, and it all started off of Kevin Gates. You guys know I love Kevin Gates. Low-key kind of obsessed. I'm fangirling hard for him. And I used to post his lyrics, his videos, stuff like that. Pictures of me singing, like y'all know from the birthday vlog. And we just kind of connected off of Kevin Gates. Or he posted a picture with like the lyrics from a Kevin Gates song. And I'd be like, oh, tomorrow. I think it was Tomorrow was the song. And I was like, he's like, yeah, I knew you would get that. So then he hops from the comments over into my inbox, just talking to me, busting it up a little bit. And y'all know me. If y'all know me. I can be a terrible texter. I can be a terrible messenger backer because life just gets really busy. I mean well, but sometimes it just does not happen. So I didn't get a chance to respond to a couple of them. And I guess he was trying to like slide in my DM, the slide in my life. And I wasn't just really getting that. Also, I really wasn't looking to talk to anybody. I was just trying to live my life and have fun. And that didn't happen. So he was very persistent. I mean, was in paragraph. Just, you know, expressing that he wants to talk to me. Me, I'm very guarded with my heart because my heart has been broken. The last relationship I was in was with my son's father, and you guys know how, y'all only know a part of how tumultuous that was. If you watch the emotional breakdown I had about my son's dad and the vlogs from back then, you see that we went through a lot of stuff, and that was just the stuff I showed you guys. Some stuff I just have not even talked about because I just haven't. So I wasn't really looking to talk to anybody. I was feeling good, you know, building my businesses, my brands, I get my job, being a mom. I just have a lot on my plate. I really don't have time to really be with someone like that or dedicate the time that it takes to be in a relationship, or I just haven't tried. So he was kind of like, well, I'm gonna fall back because you ain't really da-da-da. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Now I'm intrigued. After a while, I got intrigued and I was like, let me like message him back. And I remember sitting at my cousin's house and we were having a little game night, a little girls talk with the girls at the table. And he's messaging me and I'm just messaging back. No longer true. So I responded and we had some messages and he kind of like shot his shot. Swoosh. And I was like, basket. But it was cute. It was cute. He was very respectable of me. Like, it was never any like where I felt like boom, bang, big red flags. So we had started talking, we exchanged up. He's like, you know, you never hit me up. And this was always his thing. He was just like, you don't give me the time that I'm giving you. You'll never hit me up. You'll never text me. You'll never call me. I'm like, what, child? I do message you back when you message me. It might be a little late, but I do. And I was like, well, I can't call you because I don't have your number. Now, I don't know if that was game right there. And I was like, well, I don't have your number. And so I just gave him mine. And because I was like, he can't have texted me. He ain't got my number. So I was like, here, duh. And he called, I don't know, did he call me that same day, later that night, or the next day he called me, and I didn't know who it was, so I was just playing it like, hey, because I know that I give my number out to a bunch of people, but you know, I got a couple of regulars, you know, when you want to feel a little, when you lonely and you want to chat it up and act like I'm vibing with you. So he called me, we started to talk. I mean, we had such great conversations. I think the first time we talked on the phone, we talked for like 4 hours, you guys, no lie, no cap, like, literally. It was like 3.5, 4 hours here. Next time it was like 3 hours. We're texting all day. You know, I'm still not emotionally involved in it. I'm still like, you know what I mean? I got to protect my heart. I got to, you know, I got a son. I got stuff going on. I just don't have time. And he was just starting to pull back. And I got kind of used to our conversations. And for me, just because of who I am, talking to a person and texting them and just kind of learning each other that way, I like that. I like to move slow. Like, that's just my thing, because you get to know a person. And it just felt like he was just getting kind of impatient with it. He's like, well, why don't you come see me? I was like, I don't really have time. I got my son. I look a mess, da 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 da. It was always an excuse, I guess. And for me, some of it was an excuse, but some of it was really, I just didn't feel like meeting and talking to anybody. So anyway, so he's like, you know, well, come see me. This one time I was just going to pull up on him. He was like, I'm here. I'm going to pull up on you. Skirt, skirt. And he ended up telling me it was right there. And I ended up going past it. And I was like, oh, God. Let me turn around. So that was like our first little mini argument. And then I was like, you know, forget it. You know, sometimes I do find reasons not to talk to somebody, because that's just how my brain works. You know, I don't really believe people. Sometimes it's a little bit harder for me to trust people than it was in the past. So, you know, that happened. So then, we get over that little hump. We talking and stuff, whatever. Thanksgiving rolls around. So Thanksgiving, Eli was here with me and my family. And then his grandmother called and was like, you know, he can come over for us. I was like, okay, perfect chance. I finally don't have my son. I can come and see you and talk to you and whatever. So that was our first time we met. The first time we met, we kind of just sat in the car and just talked to each other and just kind of felt each other's vibe out. I mean, but it was so easy. And I don't know if it's because the conversations we had, but it was so easy to talk to him. It was like a breath of fresh air to have, one, an adult to talk to, two, to have somebody that's feeling you. I mean, he telling me I'm beautiful. Telling me I'm beautiful. Just, I mean, like, and not in a cheesy way. Like, I believed that he was being sincerely genuine in everything that he was saying. I was just like, yes, this is so nice. You know, then he held my hand, kissed my hand. We went to the store, and like, I'm like in my phone, and I look up, and he's standing in the windshield, and he's just looking at me with these pretty eyes, and I'm like, that's bae. You know, so that kind of upped the game a little bit more, because we had such a great connection with each other when we were around each other. So I was just like, this is fun. Like, I haven't experienced this. I haven't felt this way in such a long time. So it just felt so good. And he just was great. And we love Kevin Gates. Like, but yeah, so anyway, we meet and stuff, and so things went really well. It was weird. I was like, man, I really don't want to go, but I gotta go get my baby and all of that. So after that, we still had our phone conversations, still had our text messages. I mean, like, he's texting me every day, like, I miss you, and I'm like, I miss you too, like, and we just vibing, y'all. It's just like cute and fresh, right? I'm just like, yes. You see me smiling because I really don't have any anger towards him. Anyway, let me get into the story anymore. So after that, we met up a couple of more times. Then my family was having another family game night. We do that a lot. That's our thing. You know, we little drink, little game, and we were having fun. So he was just like, you know, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm here with my family. No pressure, because I don't want you to, you know, I did want him to come, because it was kind of like, it was like my brother, his friend, my cousin, my other cousin. So it really wasn't family. It really wasn't like coupley or nothing like that. But he wanted to see me. I wanted to see him. My family knew of him, but they, like, my cousin knew him through, she didn't know him, but she knew him through somebody else, like, type thing. And my brother, we found out they actually worked at the same company, different shifts, you know, small world, Harrisburg. So he was like, well, I'm gonna come over. I'm like, you want to be my family? I told you how close I am to my brother, my cousin, like. Okay, so he comes over, introduction, sits down, and, you know, he's like, hold my hand, rub my little leg, we playing a little game. It's fun, but then he had to go pick up his niece or something that went out and they needed a ride. They couldn't find a ride or something, so he said, I'm gonna go pick him up. So he's outside, he's hugging, you know, little kiss. Oh, I told you, when we met on Thanksgiving, that was our first kiss. He waited till he got out the car, and then we were saying bye. I rolled down the window and stuff, and he just gave me like a little peck, and I was like, that was so precious. But excuse me. Anyway, you know, we had a little hug, little kiss. So we had some intimate moments exchanged, and this is like maybe a month in. I didn't even realize it had been a month. So it was very cute. It was very good. And so he's just like, you know, I'll, you know, like after Eli goes to sleep, call me, you know. And I was like, well, why don't you come over? I was not trying to be a hoe, but I was trying to be a hoe. You know what I'm saying? I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. But he came over and we watched The Hate U Give, and like we were like seriously into it and stuff. It was like, okay. And he didn't try anything. He didn't push up on me, and we made out a little bit, and it was just so cute. And I felt, that's when I'm like, I feel myself crushing on the young bull. Well, I should say the old head, because he's 38. So I felt myself having feelings, and I told him, I was like, you know what, if you're not invested in this, which I had no reason to believe that he wasn't, because like I said, I mean, he's calling me all day, texting me all day, wanting me to call him all day, wanting me to talk to him, wanting to see me all the time, want to hang out, this, that, the other. I'm just like, you met my family. Like, I'm thinking, there's nothing in my mind saying like Negro is lying. Nothing in my mind saying Negro is lying. So I'm just like, okay, I'm starting to have feelings for you. And I was honest with him. You know, I was honest about everything. Even when we talked, I told him, like, you know, I have anxiety. I'm clinically diagnosed. I used to take medication. I'm not on it right now. You know, but that's why I just don't play with my emotions like this. Like I said, I don't know. I don't want to go through nothing with you. I don't want drama. You know, he's telling me how he was hurt by his ex. Like, she left him high and dry when he was in prison. Yes, he was in prison before, y'all, but he had a job. He had a car. He was reformed. But red flag, red flag, red flag. It was fairly new, because he's only been home for like 4 months. I know, I fall for him all the time. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But in my defense, he was a really good guy, and he had his stuff together. So I don't hold nobody's past against him, because if you're trying to make yourself better, like more than my baby daddy was, I ain't gonna hold it against you. So basically, she left him high and dry in prison, never wrote him, never came seeing him, nothing. Ended up sleeping with like his friend, like one of his good friends, got pregnant, wrote him an email in prison, was like, deuces, and that was it. So yeah, so she broke his heart, and they were together for like 5 years, talking marriage and everything, and she left him like that. And I guess when he came home, she tried to get back with him. He tried to give it a chance, but he's like, nah, because the baby, you know, it was just too much. So, but he was like, you know, basically I said, well, how long? He's like, basically been like 9 months, you know, because it was the whole time I was in prison. And when I came home, which I'm thinking like, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. No. We start from when you came home. But still, by then I had already been caught feelings for dude before we had that. You know what I mean? So I'm not thinking nothing of it. Then come to find out, my cousin somehow had connection to this chick. They used to work together. This girl be texting her. I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus, can this get any more complicated? So I got a little bit of intel over here from my cousin, and then I have what he's saying. And I'm just kind of like, But I had no reason not to believe him. He seemed absolutely genuine with what he was saying. We end up having adult relations. I'm 31 years old. I have no reason to set back. I believe in waiting until marriage, and I believe that sex before marriage is a sin. But you know what? We had sex. We ended up having sex one night. And it was good, y'all. How'd your kids? I'm just saying. It was amazing. I have never been treated so beautifully in my life. I'm not going to sit here and lie. And it just made us like kind of bond even more. So we ended up having sex, and things just seemed perfect before, and then he hung out with me all day after that. Like, he was there all day. This is how okay, now I missed a few steps, because before the whole sexual relationship part, Eli accidentally saw him. Before y'all rip me in the comments, because I had no plans on him meeting my son. I had no plans on him meeting my family, but things were going so well that I just I got lost in it, y'all. Don't judge me. I got lost in it, and I won't let it happen again. We were downstairs. Y'all know how I got the little security hallway? We were downstairs talking, and Eli just happened to creep his little butt down them steps and saw us. Obviously, he didn't know what was going on. We wasn't doing nothing. We was literally talking. Like, we would talk so much, like, he would just stop by, like, I just need a hug. And I'm like, baby. And, we just started talking and stuff, and it was beautiful. And then Eli came downstairs, like, staking claim on his territory, like, nigga, that's my mom. Like, he didn't say that, but his actions, y'all. And I inserted a picture of a selfie he took while we sitting on the steps, and I didn't know. And it was just real cute. It was just so, everything was just so precious. I started to fall. So he ended up leaving. But we left, like, we were downstairs, had a little kissy face. We was good. And, you know, he's just like, I don't want to leave. I'm like, I don't want you to leave. Like, you know, all lovey-dovey and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm feeling you. I don't want you to hurt me. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be hurt. And he's saying, he said, you gonna hurt me. Like, you know, we just like, and it's just, feelings is growing. Like throat moment, feelings is growing. And he leaves. He leaves. And I'm thinking everything's good. So I text him later at night. I didn't get a response. I texted him the next day. I didn't get a response. I called. He didn't answer the phone. I'm just like, oh my God, did I just get played? Did I just give up the draws and get played, y'all? Like, did I just give up? Did he just really do this to me after we didn't talk? After, like, because if it was just about having sex with me, if it was just about having sex with me, why did you meet my family? Why did you meet my son? Why did you do all this stuff? Why did you say all this stuff if it was just about sex? I couldn't wrap my head around it. So that was day one. Day two, I was strong in my feelings. Like, I just got played. I feel so stupid. I had this man around my son. I had him in my home. I had him around my family. People know. People are going to know that he played me. I just went. So I'm texting my friend. I'm like, I feel so stupid. Like, I feel so stupid. Like, just trying to get understanding. Like, you guys, like, did I do something wrong? Did I miss something? Clearly, I missed some red flags along the way. But that came after the fact. And everything. So day 3 comes along. He calls me. By day 3, I didn't talk to my man friend. My man, like, literally my, like, bestie man friend. And my girlfriends. And, just kind of, I'm kind of in a place like, okay, well, my feelings wasn't too deep where I can't bounce back. Like, I'm, you know, on my F that nigga type stuff. And then he calls. And I'm like, don't answer, Ashley. Don't answer. Don't answer. But I got to know. I got to know what just happened. I got to know. Because you ghosted me. You literally ghosted me. So then, peep this. He's like, well, I had to treat you how you was treating me. What? He's like, well, I just had to give you a dose of your own medicine. Like, that's how you be treating me. So I wanted you to know how it felt. He was like, it was so hard for me not to call you. He said, I missed you. I just wanted to touch you. I just wanted to hug you. Like, he said, it was so hard for me. He said, I read everything you posted. If y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all know I'll put that post up. And I was like, I ain't got to play, but it's all right. I'm going to bounce back. He was just like, it was so hard for me to not, you know, contact you and everything. Like, and I'm like, nigga, you just almost had me spiral all the way out of control emotionally, because I'm thinking the absolute worst. I'm thinking like, oh my God. And then you say that, and now I'm full on conflicted. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should try. But what I can say is this. I did give him another chance, obviously, and which I shouldn't have. And because I'm like, people make mistakes. That was stupid. I was like, don't ever do that again, you know, because he laid it on thick, like, and it sounded genuine. So we good. We getting a little texting and the call and everything. He's coming to see me. You know, we having a good time. He asked to go out on a date. I'm missing a chunk of it, but he was like, he wanted to go to. He texted me and was like, he says that it says, do you think you could find somebody to watch Eli for a couple of hours, so we can just like Netflix and chill and just, you know, me and you time? Because granted, some of the time after that, I did get comfortable with him being around Eli, so I was just like, you know, well, you can come by because I'm home, or we can go do this, but I would have Eli. And you know, I'm gearing up for the big weekend because his grandma was gonna take him this Saturday, and you know, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna love on my man, because he ain't my man, but he's my man. And so, but this was Friday that he had said this, and I didn't think he meant, I thought he meant like overnight, and I'm like, babe, I don't have a babysitter. Like, I don't have a babysitter. People rarely watch Eli for me, and I don't. He's like, you don't go take him here. I was like, I don't just leave my son with anybody. I'm sorry, that's just not what I do. And so we kind of got in a little thing. Later on, I find out he had a plan. He wanted to take me to dinner, and then, you know, we just have a couple of hours to ourselves, then go pick up Eli. And then he was just like, you know, I would have chilled. I would have just been in the house with you. I would have just, you know, but he ended up going out. He went out. I didn't. Then he was like, he was going to come there. He's like, he'll be there by like 11 something. I was like, okay, Eli probably be asleep, you know, because I'm still not all the way comfortable when being around Eli. So I want most of our dealings to be when it wasn't. So, you know, we texting stuff. Then I doze off and I wake up. I'm like, well, were you coming? Because I'm keeping myself up because I'm thinking you're going to come. And he didn't respond. I called. He didn't respond. I went to sleep, woke up around like 4 something, and I sent like a text, like a smart text, like, wow, but I get it. Like, you went out to a bar and then you said you was coming here and you didn't. So I was like, you know, I'm in my feelings now because things are starting to happen that just wasn't what I was used to in dealing with you. And now you acting funny. So, plus now I have them 2 days where you ghosted me on my mind too. And I'm just like, what is going on? Something ain't right. Something ain't sitting well in my spirit. Something ain't sitting well in my spirit. So, I am just like, talking to my cousin, like, something ain't right. She's getting intel from Girly, his ex, the one that had the baby on him and stuff, and she's just like, what? Oh no, I lost my train of thought. But wherever we ended up going out, seeing these people, some got brought back. The next day, then finally he responded. I sent something and he responded. And he's like, well, I got to go to my mom's. No, he called me. So now, mind you, he hasn't been answering my calls when I call him. He hasn't been responding to my text messages. But he'll call me. And he's like, I'm going to my mom's to fill out this application or something like that, to use her laptop. Come to find out, later on, I find out that he went to his ex's house to do the application. And I found out about 2 other chicks that night that he was at the bar, with some girl that he told me was like a sister to him. That he never smashed her, nothing like that. They just real cool. Then me and my investigative work, you know, because I got to go and investigate because my feelings is hurt. I go on Facebook and there's some girl that got him as her man crush Monday. He always there for me. This is the same girl that the intel that I got from my cousin, from his ex that dropped on his ex gave to my cousin. It gets messy, y'all. And these are the same names. So kind of find out he was dealing with 2 other chicks that I know of, plus whatever he got going on with his ex that he's saying he didn't have nothing going on with her, that he would never be with her, but they're going to be friends. They're going to be friends forever because that was 5 years. I get it. He's like, I'm a single man, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, when I got all that information, I sent him a smart mouth text message and it was just like, you know what, there's no reason for you to lie to me. You had no reason to lie to me. If you didn't want to deal with me, you could have just said that. If you was done, if you was cool on it, cool. I wish you would have said this before we had sex. I wish you would have said this before I caught feelings. You knew that I caught feelings. You knew all of this. You met my family, you met my son. It don't make no sense. If you was going to do all of that, you could have been did all of that. Like, before any of this transpired. But you got what you wanted, and I understand it now. I got played. Have a nice life. I hope I don't ever see you again in life, but I don't wish you no ill will. Block that nigga after I sent that, so he couldn't even respond back on Facebook. I didn't even send it in a text. I didn't send it in a text message because I wanted to see if he read it. You know, because I'm still in my feelings. And that's it, blocked him. Honey, when I say he blew my phone up right after that, I said, it's just crazy to me how you always want to prove yourself, but you don't ever want to respond when I was trying to figure out what was going on. I said, and I only sent it because I'm the type of person that needs closure. And I started my message with that. I said, I only sent this to you because I'm just that type of person that needs to know. And it's going to bug me if I don't get it. But if I don't get it after this, it doesn't even fucking matter. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, potty mouth. But, so he's blowing up my phone, and I'm like, I don't want to answer. So I'm declining it. Then he starts sending the text messages. So finally, I just called him, like, let's go ahead and get this conversation out the way. He's just like, he said, I'm a single man. I don't gotta explain myself to nobody. I mean, complete 180 of what he was saying this whole time, and what time he said he was on, and all of this. Complete 180. He's like, you're bipolar. 1 minute you want to deal with me, 1 minute you don't. And I'm trying to understand when this ever transpired, because if y'all honestly read all my messages, just them alone, you gonna know that Ashley was in her, when you can see when Ashley got in her feelings. And it was never, I never did. I got mad at him one day, and I took my frustration out on him, which was not right, and I apologized for it. But he was just like, you're bipolar. He just kept calling me bipolar. Like, nigga, I'm not bipolar. I got anxiety and depression. I'm not bipolar. And we ain't even met up that much for it to even be this. Like, he was just like, you too iffy for me, and I don't got time for that. I don't got time to fix you. He said, I got to fix myself. I mean, a completely different person. Completely different than who I knew this man to be. And after that, I was just like, I said, well, just be real. I said, are you done dealing with me? Like, just say it. Just say it. I need you to say out your mouth, you done. And I was like, well, look, well, maybe we need to talk. He wouldn't say it. So I'm like, well, you want to talk face to face? I said, you know what? Eli's not here. Come to the house. We can sit down, have a conversation. After that, whatever we choose to do is what we choose to do. He's like, all right, I'll be there in 30 minutes. Nothing. I texted him. I was like, well, are you still coming? I said, because I'm going to have to go get my son soon. He's like, I'm coming. Nothing. I didn't respond back. He sent me screenshots when I sent that message on Facebook and blocked him. He sent me screenshots of him and this ex's conversation. Was like, nothing of it. She's saying I miss you, nothing of it. But you know what? Text can be manipulated, so I don't give a F about that. But anyway, he's just like, he said he was coming. Honey, I didn't went and got my son, got him down, got him in the bed. I'm like, oh, I forgot he said he was coming. I'm like, well, are you still coming? Nothing. No response. I said, F this, I'm done. I ain't got no rap. And we haven't talked since. He hit me up. It was like 5 in the morning. He called my phone, but I was asleep. And after that, I just didn't hit him anymore. I think later that day, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm asleep. Then later when I got off of work that Monday, I was like, hey, he never responded. I said, I'm done. I'm done. I don't even care. This is 30 minutes. I'm sorry, guys, but I just wanted to tell y'all. But I just was like, I can't. There's nothing left for me to say. There's nothing left. You clearly don't want to be in this. So I was like, you know, I charge it up to the game. I got played. You know, it sucks because I upped my body count for nothing. But at the end of the day, I said it hurt because you start to feel for somebody. Obviously, the feelings were there. It wasn't too deep where I can't bounce back. Obviously, I have. But it just showed me that actually, this isn't what you want, because during that month and a half that I gave to this man, I didn't stop working on my projects. My life became about him, and it's like he wanted someone where their life was all about him, that he is the star. Very narcissistic. And but then he would always say it's me. He's always like, oh, you want it your way, you want it this way. And I'm just like, no, I just wanted to make you happy, which I'm always prone to do in relationships, which is why I'm not in a relationship now. But yeah, it took me 31 years to get played like that. And it sucks because he's 38. I'm like, you too old to be acting like that. But that's my story, y'all. It's been a half an hour. If you rock with me this whole way through, I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Drop a comment below. Have y'all ever got played? I know I did wrong. I know I did some stuff wrong. Don't rip me to shreds in the comments. But drop your girl a comment. Tell me what your thoughts on this. Any questions you want to ask me about it, drop it below and I will respond. Thanks for tuning in. Mwah. Love you guys.